properly stress in your book, Roger, Playing to Win, strategy is a question about choices. Why then is it so difficult for business executives to discard some alternatives and in particular to quit from dying businesses?
I think it's actually a human thing. I think human beings, as we evolved over time, didn't like to cut off options. So if you were a hunter-gatherer out in prehistoric times and you saw a snake, but you didn't like eating snake as much as you like eating, I don't know, water buffalo, you killed the snake and ate the snake just in case the water buffalo didn't come along, right? And I think that's a challenge. It's a challenge for people to say, I will cut this thing off in order to be able to do these other things better. And so it really, to me, is an issue of confidence. The companies that do well are willing to cut some things off to be able to do the other things well, and they're confident that if I do those other things well, I will beat everybody who's unwilling to make a choice. But what I think what has to happen is the person has to essentially go against their instincts for keeping everything alive. You know, I'm going to keep all my businesses alive, even as you say, Ricardo, even that dying business. Oh, maybe we can turn that around. And so it's one of the challenges I have when I work with companies to say we have to ask the question of the things that we really care about in the future. Are we inadvertently starving them because we're feeding those dying businesses? What if we had another, depending on the size of the company, another 10 million, another 100 billion, a million, another $1 billion to go invest in this business where we really think we've got a chance to win? And by doing that, help them see that even though they can help that good business kind of go along okay, they're not going to maximize the opportunities, possibilities for that good business if they keep on failing to make choices.
I work a lot with board of directors. My specialty is in corporate governance, and I am convinced of the importance of independent directors. Do you think that then an outsider as consultant with independent view might help this company to view better the strategy and make clear that a particular business or some particular choices should be discarded?
I think so. I mean, I'm probably biased because I do a bunch of that in my own life and work. But I do think that it is an area where sometimes you're so used to something you can't see it in its truthful state. So if you've always been in a business, you say, well, that's a business since we have always been in, we will always be in, and so we should stay in it. And maybe if an outsider comes and says, and just asks good questions, it's sort of, well, why is it important that we're in this business? Could we shift our resources? So I think an outside perspective can play a useful role. I mean, my hope for a company and its independent board members is the independent board members would play that role, as opposed to the inside board members. The inside board members will probably be a little more maybe captured by the traditions of the company. So you'd hope that the independent board members can ask those kind of questions that would help a company make those kind of decisions.
It is difficult without